So most of us are quite used to insuring our homes, our cars and even our pets. But just imagine calling up your insurance broker and saying, I'd like to insure my legs for £1 million. It might sound ridiculous, but it's absolutely real. Today we're diving into the fascinating and sometimes bizarre world of body part insurance, where celebrities' best assets meet the serious world of insurance underwriting. The story starts, just like so many other financial inventions, at Lloyd's of London. For centuries, Lloyd's of London have been the go-to place for unusual risk. They've insured ships, satellites, concert tours, and even insured against alien abduction. So when the Hollywood film industry was booming in the 1920s and 30s, it was only a matter of time before celebrities wanted to insure themselves. Now, the first big case to be covered by Lloyd's was Betty Grable, a Hollywood pin-up in the 1940s whose legs were insured for $1 million. It was an absolute fortune back then, and it made headlines all around the world. Almost every American soldier had a picture of Betty on their locker, and 20th Century Fox wanted to make sure her most famous feature was protected. And then fast forward to the 60s and 70s, and suddenly everybody that was anybody had a policy. Dolly Parton's chest reportedly insured for millions. Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards insured his hands because if he broke a finger there'd be no satisfaction. Egon Roney, the famous food critic, insured his taste buds. And cricketers and footballers started insuring their legs, arms and feet. And by the time we hit the 2000s, it was getting to be seriously big business. David Beckham's legs were insured for $100 million during his Real Madrid days. Cristiano Ronaldo's right foot, similar story. Taylor Swift's legs insured for $40 million before the Eras tour. Bruce Springsteen's voice, Mariah Carey's vocal cords, and J-Lo's assets, all insured for millions. So how do you even insure a body part? It's not like there's an internet comparison site with checkboxes for left knee or right foot. These are 100% unique specialist policies, often written through Lloyd's of London's syndicates. And the cover is usually based on loss of income if illness or injury affects the insured body part. In other words, if a singer loses their voice or a footballer tears a ligament, the insurer pays out for the loss of future earnings. They're effectively a very, very high-end version of income protection insurance. The only difference being, instead of paying out 60% of your salary, it pays out millions. And it's the same logic as any other trade or profession. A builder protects their hands, a surgeon protects their eyesight, and a pianist protects their fingers. The only thing that really changes is the number of zeros. But of course, not every celebrity insurance story is completely true. Some of them are just publicity stunts, clever PR to grab a headline. When Heidi Klum insured her legs, it turned out one leg was worth more than the other because of a tiny scar. It's not only funny, but it's also brilliant marketing. And insurers love it, of course, because it gets people talking about insurance, which nobody sane outside of me would want to be doing on a Sunday afternoon. And quite often, when you hear about these policies in the news, they're not even standalone policies at all. It's part of a bundle of insurance tied up to, say, a performer's tour or a sponsorship deal as part of a broader risk policy. But in the modern era, you've got athletes and influencers treating their bodies as brands. Social media creators insure their voices. Dancers insure their backs. And even esports players insure their wrists. Some of these policies even include loss of income from social media if they can't perform. In a way, body part insurance is the ultimate form of human capital, with your ability to earn money being the most valuable asset you have. And it also shows just how the insurance industry evolves with society. 100 years ago, it was all ships and factories. Today, it's voices, thumbs and TikTok accounts. So yes, it might sound weird when you hear that David Beckham's legs or Mariah Carey's voice are insured for millions. But it really is just a case of insurance doing what it's supposed to do, protect things that are valuable. Whether it's your voice, your van or your Victorian terrace, it's all about managing risk. And as funny as the headlines can be, it's a reminder that for many people, their body is their business. And in the world of finance, any business can be underwritten. Follow along for more fascinating stories from the history of money, mortgages and insurance, where the real world of finance meets real world value. See you next time.